Good afternoon. My name is Hazel, and I have worked in mental health for over 18 years, first with adolescents, and now I work with adults. Today, I hope to give you a snapshot of what bipolar means, the definitions, how you treat it, who gets it, and what are the medications used to help with this disease. First, I'm going to start by explaining what it is and who gets it. Second, the different types. And third, how it's treated. By knowing these pieces of information, we can better communicate with our patients, and which will lead to better outcomes. According to the Treatment Advocacy Center, bipolar literally means two opposite ends. The medical definition for bipolar is a neurobiological disorder which affects 5.5 million Americans, age 18 or older, or 2.6% of the population. But unfortunately, 51% of the individuals with this disease go untreated every year. What does bipolar look like? According to the National Institute of Health, the one side of this illness is the manic depression, or when an individual experiences intense emotional states called mood episodes. These episodes are a 180-degree turn in areas of behavior and mood. And then you have the depressive mode phase, is when an individual is intensely happy or more than a situation calls for. So let's look at that a little bit closer. So in your manic phase, you have long periods of being high, they call it, or extremely irritable. Then you have behavioral changes, which include talking fast, racing thoughts, easily distracted, increasing activities, new projects, suddenly you want to take over everything, sleeping very little, very impulsive, and engaging in very risk-taking behaviors. Then on the other side, which is a depressive disorder, or the depressive mood, you have long periods of sadness, loss of desire to participate. Behavioral changes include feeling tired or slowed down, restless, irritable, increased or decreased eating, increased or decreased sleeping, and lastly, but unfortunately, suicidal ideation. Now, the best way to get an example or a picture of what this manic behavior looks like, I found a YouTube video that was posted by an individual by the name of C. Bailey, and she taped herself during a manic episode shortly before she admitted herself to the hospital.
I went with my hands like this and shifting back and forth. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, have any of you ever seen the Nicolas Cage movie Vampire's Kiss? Too late, too late, too late. It's too late, Alva. It's all too late. Fun fact, that's where the "you don't say" meme comes from. Don't believe me? Look it up. Just pause this video and look it up right the fuck now. My closet door's open. No, it's not. Good thing I closed it too, because Slender Man lives in there. Oh my god. I feel so tired, yet I feel so awake at the same time. I hate this feeling. Do you ever think the world will run out of new songs? It'll just be like, you're sitting there at your piano and shit, you're just like, oh no, I've heard that before. Oh no, I've heard that before too. Oh fuck, we ran out of new tones. If you're wondering what this is, those are my piano playing fingers. Why is my hair being such a motherfucking bitch? Maybe it's just this hat. Maybe I need a different hat.
Okay, so as we can see, she was definitely in her manic phase, talking very fast, easily distracted. She was going from one topic to the next. So that just gives you a little snapshot of what that actually looks like. The next point we're going to discuss is who gets it. According to the National Institute of Health, in 2015, children whose parents have bipolar disorder have a higher chance of getting it. But family history does not guarantee one getting the disease. Now, there are 4 types of bipolar. And again, we have to go back to our chart. How do you determine which type of bipolar you have? Well, how it is determined is the length and intensity of each of these symptoms. Usually over a 6 months to a year period is when patients report this length of behavior before you can be truly diagnosed with one of these disorders. And they're in 4 classes. We have bipolar 1, bipolar 2, bipolar not otherwise specified, and cyclothymic disorder, which more is on the depressive side. According to the National Institute of Health, many of the symptoms discussed appear in other psych diagnoses, such as schizophrenia. And in many other instances, patients go years without being properly diagnosed because of the crossover between the different psychiatric illnesses. Now, how is bipolar treated? According to the FDA in 2015, the following medications have been approved to treat various symptoms of bipolar disorder. Now, if you're dealing with the manic, and again, we'll go back to our chart just so you can make the connection. If you're dealing with the manic, which is the long high periods of being extremely irritable, you have Depakote, Equestro, Abilify, Geodon, Risperidol, Seroquel, Thorazine, and Zyprexa. Now, if you're dealing with the mixed state, which is a mixture of the manic and the depressive, you might be prescribed Equestro, Abilify, Geodon, or Zyprexa. If you're dealing with just the depressive side, you might be on Seroquel or Simvax, which is a combination of Prozac and Zyprexa. And then a maintenance dose, if you had been stable for a while, maintenance medications would include Lamictal, Lithium, Abilify, and Zyprexa. So just to recap, we've talked about what it is, we've talked about who gets it or how you get it, and we've also talked about the medications. Does anyone have any questions?
What is the most important thing I should know about a patient with bipolar illness?
With bipolar illness, it is very important for the patient to make sure they're taking their medications consistently. What happens is when the patient begins to feel that high or they're invincible, they stop taking their medication, and that's when they begin to deteriorate.
Is there a cure for someone with bipolar disorder?
Unfortunately, there is no cure. As long as you take your medication consistently, you can lead a productive life and have bipolar disorder. According to a Medscape article, July 21st, 2015, there are very famous people living with bipolar disorder and living productive lives, such as Catherine Zeta-Jones, Carrie Fisher, Vincent van Gogh, which is a famous painter way back, and then Jane Pauley. The running thread would be all these people have a creative, are very creative in their work that they do.
What are some of the side effects of the medications prescribed?
Unfortunately, with the side effects of some of the medications, a lot of it causes stomach upset, it causes headaches, and cause dizziness, it can cause nausea. According to the FDH, some key things you have to watch out for, especially with lithium, is you can have lithium toxicity. So it's important that you're drinking a lot of water, that you report any side effects to the doctor, and if you do have any side effects, that you get help immediately or seek treatment immediately.
All right.
Okay, so just to wrap this up, so today we talked about bipolar. So we discovered what it is, we discovered what the treatments are, and we also discovered who gets it. So I hope this has cleared up or given you some more information that will help you deal with patients that have bipolar disorder. Thank you.